Today we're gonna be watching how the twins doom everyone in Sinners. They trying to say the real villains in Sinners was the brothers. I don't know how that could be, but in this video,
in September 2024, the first trailers for
Let's
Sinners, the Ryan Coogler joint, dropped on the internet and blew my mind. The movie looked dope. It looked like as if True Detective and Hereditary had some kind of weird, fucked up baby. And I was down for some serious, non-campy
There's no
Southern
way you
Gothic
could say
horror.
these boys is the villains,
Then,
though.
on April
what can you
18th,
say about
the
this?
film was finally released in theaters.
Leftist Woke America's favorite movie this year is about sinning. Huh.
I didn't see it on the 18th. I don't know when I saw it, but see it, I eventually did. And it was pretty good. I love the
That shit was
cinematography
OD
and sound
good,
design.
bro.
And of course, I agreed with everyone else that the music was astounding. It made me appreciate both Southern blues and Irish folk music just like intended. But somewhere around this bitchin' guitar riff, I started to realize it wasn't as much like the properties I thought it would be like, but instead something from Stephen King's roster.
I could tell you like my influences for sure.
Why you talk like that?
The biggest one is like Salem's Lot.
Not Salem's Lot, though. Instead, both Needful Things and a story beat from It concerning the Black Spot. Needful Things is about an agent of evil who comes to a small community and tempts them, the test being the ability to deny your impulses and refuse. Those who accept his wager fall into ruin. Oh, the horror.
This aftershave made
I can
women
see
want me,
that.
but it
I can
also
see
made
that.
me impotent.
A price for everything.
I can see that because, like, if you join him, it puts
A
you in like a
price
certain
for
place. I can see that.
everything.
The Black Spot is about military men who carve out a safe space for themselves amidst the main legion of white decency, who cruelly burn it down with the victims alive inside.
Sim, you fella got some bad information. See, this here, it's just a rec facility for military personnel only.
And suddenly, I saw exactly what Ryan was
Yeah, I
doing.
ain't gonna lie, dude.
Sinners is not
You can see how
one
you
film,
combine
but
both,
two,
bro.
meant to be seen at the same time. Yeah, we're talking movie squared.
That's the
You see, the movie opens with our protagonist, Sammy, and he's just survived a horrific night. No matter which version of the movie played out, Sammy is our constant, our witness. So what did he witness? Well, we rewind back to the morning before, where Sammy receives a warning from his preacher father.
You keep dancing with the devil. One day it's gonna follow you home.
One day he gonna
You could
follow you
assume
home.
he means Remick, but we won't meet Remick for a good while, and Sammy isn't dancing with Remick, is he?
You boys twins? Boys. Twins.
Nah, we cousins.
This is the point we learn that the twins, Smoke and Stack, have come home after robbing the Mafia and plan to start up a local juke joint. Surely the Mafia won't just let them get away with it, so I was geared up to see how that came to a head. But turns out they bought the old sawmill from Hogwood, a hidden member of the KKK. This adds to the complications, and then of course you can't forget the vampires or the Choctaw hunting them. Now having so many factions so early in the movie seems like a lot at first, but when you subtract the groups who don't come back in any
doing it
important
tomorrow,
way,
bro.
you're left with the twins plus Sammy, the community, the vampires, and the KKK. But in the first act, the conflict is only between the twins and the community.
That was horrible.
Can't
bro,
have some
when you
nigga
did
talking
that.
about how he almost robbed the twins.
The next several scenes are the twins asking the townsfolk for help with the juke joint. So now that we know who the teams are, let's cut this movie in twain. In movie A, Sinners, a historical drama, Sammy sees the twins coming home to a community with riches from abroad and using the funds to build a safe space for the marginalized to experience joy and renewal in
tonight. I got work
KKK
tomorrow.
country. But in movie B, Sinners, a Southern Gothic horror, Sammy sees the twins, who've come to town with their blood money and use it to tempt the townsfolk into coming to help build a den of sin.
Philanderers who shirk their responsibilities to their families so they can
Wait till
sweat
after the
all over
video.
each other.
Then watch the townsfolk, one by one, open initially hostile,
There's two men out there. Look like they've been shot.
I don't want your money. Rotten hell stack. Your money come a blow.
They was just tempting
money
niggas,
comes
bro,
up,
and they
baby.
got them
Like
all,
you.
though.
Why you gotta come here bringing trouble?
Yeah, I wish I could.
but then give in to temptation.
Trouble ain't all he bringing.
Jesus. How you paying for this?
Well, you should have stayed gone, because I'm about to beat the black off of you.
Come on now. How much money you talking about paying him?
Oh, that's a good woman.
Now this is Faustian Pax 101, and Delta Slim, who Sammy was there for personally, is the strongest scene to showcase the Faustian deal the townsfolk appear to be making with the twins.
I'll give you $20 to come play at our juke tonight.
I ain't never heard of
You
your
really
juke.
do think about it, they was just tempting
Tomorrow night?
everybody until they
We
got
got
to the
today?
juke joint, for
Nah.
real.
Oh, Slim, I'll drink to that.
Huh? Oh.
One day and bring us down here empty-handed.
You know that nigga
So we
like
pay
that
you
damn
$40
Irish
a
beer,
night
man.
and all the beer that you can drink. You act now, I even let you finish that bottle in your hand.
Like, the movie understands what it's doing so well that it's playing it for
Hey,
laughs. And what happens to all the people who accept the blood money? They all die. First murdered by vampires, then double murdered by the sun. Sammy barely survives and runs home. I guess his father was right.
But I gotta ask you something.
Okay.
What if the vampires didn't show up? What happens to those people?
Well, exactly.
In movie A, he bore witness to the KKK destroying the juke joint.
Oh.
Now would you look
So the
at that?
KKK would have still came.
We got guns too.
And grown men bullets.
The reality is, for them, you know, everybody at that juke was gonna be dead anyway. They were fucked essentially the moment that they bought the meal.
And the brother's dying while avenging the community before transcending to heaven. He survives the horrible event and runs back home. I guess his father was right. Either way, he's a witness to awful violence, but the takeaway concerning the brothers' roles in all of it is opposite. And that's okay, because they're different movies. And it's not just the twins.
Two
Mary is
married?
Stack's old lady who wants to respark the
Yeah.
romance. The way she's introduced is through Sammy incorrectly assuming she's a white woman.
Hey, it's a white woman staring at you.
Bro, I already watched this movie, gang. It's not a review.
Boys get to getting.
Then we see her again at the juke joint.
Excuse me, ma'am. You sure you at the right place?
Sammy asks her,
"What are you?"
My mama's daddy was half black.
to make sure. Then when Remick gets denied for being white, he asks,
how'd she get in?
And that is
She here, cause she family.
So that's 3 scenes reinforcing the idea that a major plot point about Mary is that she passes.
I didn't want to be white. I wanted to be with you.
So how does this come into play? Well, for my
This nigga, what? I didn't want to be white. I wanted to be with you. What? Bro, what does that even mean, bro?
my
Yo,
perspective,
I'm
Mary has
losing
2
it,
possible
gang.
modes. 1, the brothers are dickheads and she has legitimate grievances.
And they had enough money to buy this whole mill, and they ain't even sent flowers to her funeral.
To get revenge on being unfairly pushed away, she says fuck you and joins the vampires. Or mode 2, she is hurt by the brothers' distance, but she understands it's born out of protective love. She gets tested and passes, proving her loyalty to the brothers and the community. In the final cut, they chose both. She's the first person to flip to the vamps, gain entrance, and kill someone inside. Surely the message isn't you can't trust people who pass, they'll betray you, because at the end of the film, all is forgiven. Her and Stack are back together, and even Sammy's happy to see her. The movie signs off on her being an innocent victim, which is fair. Remick just out and out attacked her. It's not like she made a deal. Okay, she's not evil. So the confusing part then is how she reacts after killing Stack.
We gonna kill every last one of you.
That was menacing. Why'd you say that all menacingly? Why didn't she
gonna
warn her
kill
loved ones
every
that she was
last
bitten?
one of
Why
you?
did she lure Stack into this room to be murdered? Because she's in 2 different movies. But before I can officially stamp that point, I know what you're thinking. Maybe she's behaving like that because she was mind controlled. Hey Chad, isn't Remick that Faustian Pact guy, not the twins? Well yes, he may have gold coins, but no one in the community accepts, just the white racist. He doesn't successfully tempt anyone, he just turns them all without consent. But does being forced into vampiredom make you evil? Well, let us consider. Now while I agree that we see the vampires lying and saying creepy stuff throughout—
Oh, you talking about that? I don't worry about cornbread. You're just a little hungry, that's all.
my sample size got melted in the sun. So what I'm left with are 2 survivors who for all intents and purposes seem super chill. The movie must agree that vampirism doesn't make you evil, because look how it treats the only 2 surviving vampires. Do they get theirs? Are they suffering? No, they're dressed fly as
I
hell,
don't know what to
hanging
think
out
about
in
that.
blues bars in the 90s, and Sammy signs off that it was the best night of his life. So when it came to Remick's powers, I had questions. My main question is how much control over the others does he display? Because the recurring line is that's just information sharing.
Cause I know everything he knows now. I want your stories. You tell him the truth, Smoke. And you won't have mine. I can see his memories.
So it stands to reason that the community didn't dance to his music because they were mind controlled to like it. Cornbread paid them compliments before he was even turned.
Having a family.
Thanks ain't bad.
But that the people were genuinely convinced of the superior nature of vampiredom.
After we kill y'all, We're gonna have heaven right here on earth.
You could say Mary and the racist lady were full of it when they were talking about the groovy vibes, but when Annie dies, it seems genuine that Mary and Stack are upset that she won't be joining their masquerade. And that was while Remick was still alive. In fact, Delta Slim directly challenges Stack's brainwashedness.
The Stack I know ain't fellowshipping with no goddamn devil.
And Stack responds,
"Fuck you, nigga, it is me. Elias Small."
Being rebuffed even makes him remark to himself,
"No vision."
If he's lying about being of sober mind, then when does the movie show him and Mary snapping out of their mind control? Plus, while Sammy and Remick are reciting scripture together outside, Smoke and Stack are working out private deals over Sammy's long-term safety.
He made me promise to stay away from you. Let you live out your life.
In fact, Stack leaves Smoke alone so that Smoke can go out and kill Remick. If he was mind-controlled, why would Remick let him do that? How would that serve Remick's purposes?
The Sinners movie, JT.
So were I asked under oath, I'd have to honestly state that no, Your Honor, I don't think they are mindless thralls, and we're merely convinced.
It's better this way, baby.
This is the way.
But if they do have their wits about them, then Mary is back on the hook for her own actions post-transformation. So again, in movie A, Mary is just a victim like everyone else, but in movie B, Mary is the first to turn, talk shit, and joins the twins to do this for eternity. The two main antagonistic forces in either movie are the vampires and the KKK. I believe they are the most split elements from each film.
Y'all playing?
Sir.
In movie B, I think Remick is a sort of mirror to the KKK, who is directly violently opposed to our community.
The man who stole my father's land forced these words upon us.
You can say he represents the men who pretended to be allies, used their shared historical injustices to seem like they're on the same team, and then still just ended up stealing song rights from black musicians, for one example. So at the end, after the twins have successfully lured the townsfolk into the slaughterhouse, the people pay the ultimate price for taking the blood money. But in movie A, the KKK are front and center. You don't even need the vampires. Like Ryan said, the Klan was coming that night anyway. The outcome is the same. Hogsmeade even says,
Klan don't exist no more.
Because the movie is pointing out that those old racisms aren't gone, they're just underground. So rather than using the artifice of the vampire metaphor, the historical drama version of the movie just blasts you with full Klan carnage. And that's why in one film, you get two endings, one right after the other. That's the genius of Movie Squared. So which movie did you like more?
This
The
nigga
best part
Ryan
is not
Coogler
having to choose.
crazy.
Because with Sinners, you get...
No, that nigga crazy for combining both of... I never looked at it that way, bro. That is crazy.